Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I'm going to be sharing with you opinions and comments from various chart analysts in this video. I keep seeing again and again and again so many XRP chart analysts that are saying, hey, we are imminently going to hit $1. And I want to share with you another analysis on that front. There's an individual who's a rather popular chart analyst, very pro XRP. And he thinks we're going to be hitting $1.20, actually. That's the target he's aiming for. There's another analyst who has been right in the past, and he's saying we're gonna see $27 XRP roughly before the end of next year. And I'll show you the chart. He actually kind of mapped out on a chart where he thinks it's actually going to go, so I'll be pulling that up as well. And again, so this is one of the guys that did call the most recent price pump for XRP that brought it from, whatever it was before it took off, 29 cents or something like that, all the way up to almost 80 cents. And it's actually kind of impressive how many of the analysts I follow kind of nailed that call, actually. It's definitely something. That's why I always say, like, I believe that there is something to chart analysis, but it's not some sort of crystal ball. It's really more so about probability of outcomes. Not always just straight up predictions, but when these guys, when they get stuff right and then they make big calls like this, it catches my attention. It's a fun topic for conversation. But I do want to be clear, I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and so you absolutely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I really do just think it's fun to talk about this stuff because I'm an enthusiast and I make YouTube videos as a hobby. But that is all that it is. If you would please, before we go further, ever so delicately tap the like button, I would appreciate the support. Just a delicate, frilly little tap. Don't get all smashy with the damn thing, because we have a tough love policy here on the Moon Lambo channel, which is you break it, you buy it. So you get smashy with that thing, and there's going to be, and it's broken, there's going to be a repair or replacement fee charged to you, just to be aware of that. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel, because if you don't, you are dead to me. All right, into the content. XRP, as I record this, is at 57.3 cents. Bitcoin is at $23,476. Market cap for the asset class is $668 billion. Damn. Bitcoin at 65.22% dominance, which, look, should not be a surprise to anybody. I know we had local lows of, what was it, around 60? Let me check here. Yes, well, about 61%. And so, look, I've been saying this for a while. This is, even not being a chart guy, this is just obvious to me because I've been in the space long enough and have looked at simplistic charts for, that span back for the entire history of the crypto asset class. And it's not at all surprising to see it, especially at this stage in a market cycle, Bitcoin taking off. And it doesn't mean that alts aren't doing well. As you probably are aware, alts have been doing well, altcoins. It's just that Bitcoin growth has been outpacing, and that's how you get the dominance increase. And so even Bitcoin can still grow, and I do think this will happen at some point. You'll see Bitcoin dominance drop dramatically. It got down to like 35% during the last market cycle at one point. And it just means that even if Bitcoin's doing well, it just means altcoins will be outpacing it. Now, here's a tweet from chart analyst Magic, who wrote 100% upside to bull flag XRP target of $1.20. So I want to share with you his rationale for this here. And he has certainly nailed some calls in the past. So check this out. Hi, friends. I hope you're all enjoying this beautiful new era in price appreciation for crypto. Looking at the 4-hour chart for XRP, you can see that after it rallied 248%, it has basically formed a bullish consolidation. Analyzing the consolidation, you can see that XRP has printed a bullish falling wedge, which is in blue, in the chart there. Additionally, XRP has broken out above the upper resistance of the falling wedge and has also held it as support. So this is evidence that the consolidation could be nearing an end and that XRP will likely return to the upside. Okay, and so this is something that I keep hearing again from analyst after analyst. Yes, there's been consolidation. We're all aware of that. It's been trading sideways, a little bit less exciting than, when you have multiple hundreds of percent increases, duh. But it's just like a little pause. This just happens. Nothing goes straight up perfectly forever. But it's also a truth of life that even though we wish we could just have upside price action every single day, the reality of the situation is that most of your time as a holder of any cryptocurrency will be either in the negative or sideways trading. Because especially with XRP, mind you, because XRP, it is more range bound than the other top 10 cryptocurrencies because it is the least correlated to Bitcoin. It just happens to be. We can talk about why in another video, but it just is. And so what you see is long terms of sideways trading, but then when it goes, it's like bam, it really takes off. That's why I've joked in the past that it's like, if you ever kink a hose, if you're, just kink it and then the water can't come out. When you unkink it, it's just get this mega burst. Well, that's kind of what that's what it's like with XRP. You got unkink the XRP hose, and then a bunch of XRP squirts out all over the place. That's what's going to happen. That's a perfect analogy. You can use that one with your friends and family for free. Anyway, he continues though. Now, if we flipped over to a daily chart, this entire pattern would be easily identifiable as a bull flag. However, it isn't just any bull flag. No. This is a gargantuan 250% bear slaying rocket flag. If the flag plays out to the upside, as we know not 100% of all bull flags do, the target is $1.20. That's 100% higher than where we are now. And again, this would be sooner than later. Not only do I think it's possible, I think it's inevitable. Bitcoin has clearly demonstrated where this market is heading, and it's much, much higher. Even if we consolidate, pull back, do a backflip, whatever, the stage is set. This is what we've been waiting for. To everyone who has followed me over the years, I love you. Now let's get what we've earned. And so regardless of what happens, and I keep hearing this from pretty much every analyst that I follow, maybe literally, just the macro trend is in play, even if, and it's an if, but these analysts are acknowledging, yeah, you're going to see a pullback in Bitcoin at some point. We just don't know if it's going to happen sooner than later. Analysts seem conflicted, but even so, even if that happens, the trend is still to the positive. All right, now check out this one. Okay, so this is, there's a short XRP thread from Il Capo of Crypto, a very popular chart analyst, and he wrote, XRP, let's do this. Then he wrote, and he had a chart here just kind of showing where we're at. And then he wrote the following. This is where it gets interesting. I always repeat it. Fractals are a help for direction, not a perfect guideline. This is a more realistic path. And so I was curious when I came across this. I thought, okay, Fractals got it, whatever, more realistic path. What is this chart that you have shared on the Twitters here? And it's this. And so he's highlighting where we are now, right? You just if you can look at your screen, if you're not driving or something like that, it's worth seeing this. This is what he's talking about. This is where he anticipates things going. And you can see, so where he drew it out to just before the end of December 2021. And you can see that he's expecting much sooner than later that you're going to see XRP ramp up to about $27. And he's not the only one that's saying this within this time frame. Even like Blockchain Backer, for example, he's been talking about anywhere from $10 to $13 for 2021. And if we have two alt cycles, I'm not going to get into the details of why, but he said if there are two alt seasons rather within the next market cycle, you could see XRP over $50, right? Then you've got DIY investing calling for $20 to $30. He thinks it's going to be more so to the upper side. And so it's just like chart analyst after chart analyst, and they're sharing these opinions. And I'm telling you, they haven't been saying this for most of the last 3 years. And that's because I think they were being intellectually honest. Like, we were in a bear market, and they're like, yeah, it doesn't look so hot. but now it's looking pretty hot, right? That's what they're saying here. So what about the retracement? What's it going to look like? Because, look, as much as we'd love for everything to just be sunshine and unicorns and puppies and ice cream and all that crap, in the real world, we know what happens is after bubbles inflate and they pop, and they do in crypto quite regularly, frankly, you're going to see a major pullback in the price of XRP. And that's okay. It's part of the circle of life here, as it were. And so, have you ever wondered if because you're talking about maybe a $10 or $20 or $30 XRP? That's going to be quite a bubble, and it is going to ramp up quickly. I personally believe. We'll see what happens. So, where's it going to crash to? Because with the past market cycle, XRP got up to damn near $4. And then its low point was this year, and it took a pandemic for it to get here, but it got down to like 10 or 11 cents. Other than that, I think the bottom was really closer, like 20 cents, but, things happen, obviously. And so what's that going to be like? Because you could think, like, when the market cycle started, XRP was at half a penny. So, like, those levels you're never going to see again. Like, it's truly gone. And the 20 cent, 30 cent levels, according to many of these analysts, they're gone. But how far back will it go? And so he asked, somebody named David here on the screen here, asked, because Credible Crypto, he's a very popular chart analyst. He's one that's calling for potentially upwards of $30. And so I was curious to see what he'd say. And he thinks that, and it does depend on how high it goes, but he thinks that you could see a pullback of XRP down to maybe $3 to $7, which frankly, holy hell, like if those are going to be the low points of when the market cycle's all said and done, I won't be crying, frankly. And look, I'm never going to sell all of my XRP, so I'm going to be there for that, but I certainly will sell a certain amount of it on the way up. So we'll just see. And then here's a tweet from Chart Analyst DIY Investing, who wrote, "Thought about buying a bunch of silver, then I realized $100 per ounce is only 3x from here. Crypto has completely spoiled me, and I'm not sure how I'll cope after 2021. You know what? I feel your pain, DIY investing, because we are spoiled at this point. This is the most volatile asset class on the planet. There's never been anything like this. And it won't always be like this. There's just a frenzy around it, and also it's because there's not much money in the market. But I want exposure to this, and every other market to me sounds so freaking boring. And there's just such incredibly asymmetrical returns relative to any other asset class. And it makes me not want to invest in anything else, frankly. So I feel your pain. We are very fortunate to be living in this time, because this is a once in a species type thing, not once in a generation. This is a once in a species type thing. That's what I say. And we get to live through it, but it's only going to happen once. This is it. And then once there's a ton of money in it, I think it's going to be as boring decades from now to track as like gold. I think it's going to get there, and it's probably going to take a very long time to get there. But and that's okay. But that's why I'm saying I'm so thankful, and I hope that everybody can appreciate the opportunity that is at hand here. DIY Investing also wrote the following: "It's no longer about being the earliest to buy, but rather not being the person to sell too early. Accumulating the bottom of the bear cycle means nothing if you aren't willing to hold the entire bull trend. Selling anything below all-time highs is a scam, in my opinion." And I share the general sentiment, and that's why I don't plan to sell anything until we get at least right around that all-time high level, maybe a little bit higher. And I'll be happy to share what I do. I'm not going to say how much XRP I have, but I'll be happy to share when I do finally sell some for the first time. But I'm not going to beat myself up for not being able to time markets. I'm never going to be able to sell the top. So I'm just going to, just like I dollar cost averaged in, I'll reduce my risk exposure to XRP a little bit, little by little, just over time. And it'll average out to whatever it averages out to. We shall see. And I've already told myself mentally that is okay. I'm not going to be tough on myself for this. All right, and then there's this piece from the Daily Huddle. Crypto analyst Michael Vandepop, preparing for major altcoin bull run, tracks path ahead for Ethereum and XRP. And I just wanted to briefly cover what he had to say about XRP. He's still saying potentially it could go back down to support of 45 cents. Not that he's saying that's likely. And, it's at 69 cents is the current level of resistance to watch for. But what he's really calling for, because look, he wrote this too. Volatility will most likely drain away, after which next impulse comes in March/April. And he sees it going much, much, much higher at that point. And that's a time frame that I keep seeing bandied about by all sorts of trying to listen. If you've been following my videos where I'm talking about price, especially over the last several days, then you're probably aware of that. But that seems to be a serious time frame to look for. And fireworks are not done. It's been a lot of fun seeing the XRP price action since whenever it really started taking off at some point in November. Wow, my brain really broke there for a second. But it's not done. The most exciting stuff is yet to come, so there's a lot to look forward to. So kudos to you. I'm just going to keep congratulating you guys. First of all, because you're on the best channel on all the YouTubes, the Moon Lambo channel. And no, really though, because you're here before everybody else and you are paying attention. That's the real reason. So props to you. All the good stuff that comes, you deserve it. Especially those of you that made it through the bear market, because that was not fun. And you know what? I'm patting myself right now. You can hear that? I'm patting myself on the back because, damn it, I made it through the bear market too. And I wasn't a little baby back bitch about it. I just dollar cost average in, and most of the last 3 years, my investment in XRP was down, and I didn't care. I knew that it was going to trade down or sideways for probably years as I was doing it, and I thought, okay, fine, long-term mindset. And I don't believe that'll stay down forever. That's what I believed, and I have been right to this point. It's going to keep going up. I just don't know when and to what degree, but it sure as hell is a fun roller coaster ride. I'll share with you that. But I'll go ahead and wrap up there. Thanks for stopping by, my friends. I really do appreciate all of the support. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.